I filmed a short where I just briefly showed Microsoft OneNote, and I had a request to film a more detailed video, and this is not something that's particularly exciting, so I haven't done a video on it, but it is extremely valuable. Being able to organize information is absolutely essential to being a successful technician. So I've found Microsoft OneNote to be the best by far. It's a free program. Here I have it on an iPad. I use it on my PC. All right, so I'm an HVAC technician, as most of you already know. I specialize in VRF equipment, so all of my VRF equipment is in alphabetical order here, and then I go down. These are called sections. You can just click to add a new one, and there it is. But shoot, let's see. I have to delete that later. But I do it in alphabetical order, then by manufacturer, sometimes by device. So here's some stuff on Copeland's, and let's see. I have to be careful what I show, which is why I've got this taped. All right, there we are. Okay. So you can go through here and add pages, and then of course you can add pictures. All of that is done easily up here, but I typically, so let me show a little bit how I'll organize this stuff. So let's just go into these BRV3s. A couple of the pages that I like to have under a particular equipment section, especially on like VRF stuff. I have stuff about the central controller, I keep error codes handy so that if a customer, calls me up, shoot, not mean to draw there. Hang on, let's just erase that. As you can see, though, drawing is pretty handy with this Apple Pencil. But sometimes a customer will call me and be like, "Hey, what does this code mean?" So I keep codes on hand, part numbers. I like to keep part numbers because it just makes ordering things that much easier. Pinouts and readings, I do this sometimes for my own records, and it makes troubleshooting things in the future a lot faster. Sensor specs, I like to keep any of the manufacturer like voltage pressure charts, or in this case voltage temperature charts. There's a voltage pressure chart. Of course I have notes on service checker. Different kind of specs, so these are flare nut torques, some shortcuts to testing parts and things, and of course all of the modes. So let's get out of something VRF related, and we'll just go into maybe like let's just pick a manufacturer like Linux. I don't have much under Linux, just some stuff about Prodigy. Let's go to another one. Try Carrier. I don't have much on that either. I'm really only putting things in here that I feel like I could use in the future. So if it's not something that is difficult to troubleshoot or something like that, I don't need it. So for Ameristar, I'm putting this in here just because it's so goofy. You can do different, obviously I can't pull these up because I don't want to show what's inside of them, but these are entirely different notebooks that I can click on. And so this one's going to be belts and filters. This one has a lot to do with controls. This one here has to do with specific sites. So this is my personal notebook. This is my personal notebook for tech info. This is my personal notebook for PMs. I have various things inside that notebook. you know, maybe contact numbers for customers and all that kind of stuff. That's very site specific. This is very generic to equipment. I do want to show this. This is what I use. I keep this in my front pocket along with this big pin here. Now, this is one of the multi-pins, but it's kind of an unusual one. I don't know why these aren't more common, but it's got a pencil, so a mechanical pencil, and some different colors. And that's really great for marking up, you know, books and different things you might find on site, but I use it in my notebook a lot. And this I just made. It's not hard. I mean, I sewed it, but you could easily just use a stapler and staple it. There's a thick piece of leather in there, magnetic clasps. I have to be careful about some of the things I show in here as well. That's on the to-do list for this weekend. This is I needed some denature to wipe off somebody's jackass handwriting on one of these units. What I like to do is keep, you know, temporary stuff in the front. So here's where I had a service call, and I jotted down real quickly what the customer was telling me, along with a couple other things. Here looks like from where this is where I charged the unit. It's figuring up the total charge, setting dim switches and things like that. And then on the back, I keep my supply house list. So when I use something up in the field, I just jot it down so I know to get it. This is a list of things that I need for this current repair. Post-it notes work great, but I do find that they work even better when you staple them. You use a heavy-duty stapler, but that keeps them from kind of shifting off in your pocket like that. But I've been using this notebook for a long time now. This is the second version that I made here, and it's been great.